They tell you their interest, what they want, not you, the government, to tell the youth what you want, because the government, I mean, the cabinet that we have has got no youth. Look, who is the Minister of Youth? Is someone who is old, and we can't trust the Minister of Youth to decide what our future should be.
How about the permanent secretaries? Are they not youth?
Those are just the administrators of the ministry. They don't influence anything when it comes to cabinet.
What's the definition of a youth in Zambia?
Under
15?
Under 35.
To 35? Oh,
no, it's 19 to 35.
19 to 35.
Yeah, then 18 going down, it's
so
your child.
So the two PSAs are also not youths.
I'm not privy to that information.
They are above.
It is not the aspect of having the permanent secretaries as youths, but it's aspect of those two PSAs calling the youths to sit on a round table, and us now, we tell them who are the administrators of our ministry to say, vametifuna ife kuno kulusaka ndivi, what you want kumongo ndivi, what you want to about ndivi. I like them. I'm so opposing this whole thing based on they didn't had a consultation to say what mufuna vichan mufuna vichan my youths. And I'm sure it was not even their work alone, because Pirato and Kango can't decide how our future would be. They must call us, and we sit on a round table, we discuss these issues.
But one might argue to say, when you look at the implementation plan for the national youth policy, as well as the national youth policy itself, there's an establishment of youth innovation programs, as well as to the support for creatives. If you're a musician, if you're an artist, you're going to be given.
Did they call the artist to say what do you want? What is the interest of the artist? Yes, you're talking about entrepreneurship. Did they ask you, say, what kind of entrepreneurship do you want as youths? Entrepreneurship, it's a very big word. You know, there's so many things in there. It's broad. You see what I mean? Did they call us? No. But rather those two just went and maybe caught some few youths. Maybe we don't know if they caught any youths, because from the all of things, this is the UPND drafted.
But you are there among the youths that were chanting at the time. This maybe policy was being launched on Friday. We saw a number of youths who were drawn. Do you think these same youths they hold similar views as
Let me
yours?
give you the history of how what happened there. What happened there is that in that Kenneth Kaunda war, where the new wing where this whole thing was hosted, there were two groups of youths. Do you know what they did? The government is clever. They did a propaganda. They went and got the students from the University of Zambia, Levi Mwanawasa, even on Nipa. What they did is that those guys were on the upper floor. Those were they had a mission to show the country and to impress the president as if the youths were okay and were happy with how things are running, or were okay with this national policy. You see what I mean? Those guys were even singing songs for the party, showing that they had rehearsed. They were paid some monies to come and chant, to say yes. And those who were chanting, I must say, they were paid students from the University of Zambia, most from the University of Zambia.
And you have evidence?
Yes, I have evidence. I have evidence because I was there. The student left the ground floor where we are seated.
Okay.
Then they went upstairs. You see what I mean? Then as the other group were quiet, whereas the president, just when he mentions any word, those would stand and clap and cheer, and to just show the impression that all things are okay. And imagine, I wasn't happy with that in how it was conducted. Before the president could open the floor, the mics were already given. You see? Supposed to ask questions. When imagine, mulimu meeting ikakapendo kuyamba wapasodera mic. Who does that?
So according to
written questions, and those youths, they are given written questions to say. Imagine, mics already given.
Did you ask a question yourself?
I wasn't given a chance to ask because the mics were already given to the youth that they chose to what? to, I mean, those that would ask the president the question, because they need to say if this would be an open thing, the youths will embarrass the president, because they've got so many things that are hitting their hearts.
Okay.
Yes.
Nelson?
But you've watered down on these two pieces of legislation that have come at a time when there were calls, especially from youths, that we need a national youth policy, we need the national youth indaba, and here you are claiming that these two pieces of legislation are not adding up in terms of responding to the needs of the youths out there. What then should be the approach and the solution to ensuring that the youths out there, their views are inclusively included?
When we talk on Indaba, by the way, Indaba, I don't know how it came in English, but Indaba, it's a Ndebele word. Indaba. You sit, mwankala pansi, then you get to hear from, okay, mufuna chani waku Western, oh, tifuna hivi. Oh, mufuna chani waku kopa belt, tifuna hivi. So, when the youths were calling for the National Youth Police, they didn't call to say, iyo mutigale ziri. No. But rather, they were going to say, can we sit on a round table? Because this is something that we taught Emmanuel.
We reason together.
This is something which we taught Emmanuel Mwamba. To say, well, Minister, we can't let you to sit there in front and address us. In fact, if all things being equal, we the youths must sit there in front and address you as, with the things that we want from your government, not your government addressing us. So when the youths were calling for the National Youth Police, they didn't call to say Imombwem together, because we have brains and we know what we want, and these are old people that are just assuming. Because to me, some of the data that is in this National Police is from internet. Yes.
Download.
Yes, comrade. Some of it. Because if this National Youth Policy, I was called to say, Austin, come and present the youths in Mrs. or in Chawama, I could go there. Okay, if you're going to go to Mrs. Kono, we have got a dam. Maybe we can start fish farming here. You know, that's what we expected to happen before the launch of this.
Austin, let me ask you, these two documents, do they answer to the needs of the youths? Let me finish. To the needs of the youths in, for instance, Chawama constituency. After going through this document, these two documents, do they answer to the needs of youths in Chawama constituency? Before we go to the Copper Belt, before we go to Eastern Province, before we go to Western Province, Northwestern Province, Southern Province, Central, do these two documents answer to the needs of youths in Mississippi, in Chawama, in Chubodia, in John Neng, in, for instance, Mandevu?
My answer chose to be the same. No, because we are not called to give them what we want. Okay. Do they know? Because the government don't know what we want in Chawama.
Okay.
The government don't know what the youth of Matero wants. Yes, there's a job creation, there's intervention, but what kind and in what form do they want
the
to
specifics.
Be? Yes. Because this is a national youth policy that talks about how youth have to conduct themselves, or how the government will help the youths to help them to move from point A to point B. And that's what I mean. If the youth, let's say if the youth of Mrs. didn't have jobs,
okay,
you know, this now must explain how they are going to get jobs in Mrs. or in Chawama. But this does not explain that, and this does not contain any, because it's just English which they wrote, not as in what we want. So the plight of
does it reflect what's on the ground? What is currently obtaining on the ground? Do these two documents reflect the current status quo on the ground, Austin?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. In so many steps, this national youth policy, it doesn't reflect what is current on the ground, because we are not consulted to say and what's affecting you, because we know what's affecting us, and we know how we can come out from what from what's affecting us. You see?
Okay.
This document also borders on the aspect of the abuse of substance as well as drugs, which has become rampant to an extent where now the common phrase that even a boy, a girl, as little as 4 or 7 know that there's somebody referred to as a junkie. And as part of this policy, they've indicated that they've got plans of ensuring that such issues are curtailed. In your view, you still claim that these are not progressive ideas.
Pirato could not explain when
You are referring to the permanent secretary
yes,
of
Chama Fume
okay.
could not explain when he was asked to say, how are we going to handle the issue of drugs? He went like, no, tinapanga maskills center where there's even those that would do rehabilitate you from drugs. He didn't explain exactly, like as in what idea. I mean, how are you going to end this drug abuse? I mean, how are you going to end even the
Oh, he was asked that question.
Yes, he was asked that question. And the president gave him the platform to answer, but he failed to answer, but rather just went off and started what? Motivating us. We didn't go there to be motivated. We went there to find how we are going to run away from poverty, from drug abuse, from everything, but that was not done.
Okay.
Yes. So this, so I'm saying, this does not address how, I mean, the youth, you know, because even the government themselves failed to explain that as in the clear roadmap of how they're going to end these issues of junk. You know, lero wazampeza aina fuaka youth. As a maybe they'll pay maybe what a 1,500 mailo choka sabwanji aenda pep. You are giving youth at you should go to a trade school. Yes, they go to a trade school. When they come back, do they have jobs? Again, you are the government, the same ones again all asking for what? Experience. You see what I mean? Aenda asiye kupepa drugs, asiye kubebe nukusta abusing banje na vinango. Mombasa skill. Abwera after maybe ni 1 month, maybe after ni 2 months. Above chibanje kubulongala futi munkomboni. Meaning akabulongala munkomboni sabwanje ayamba futi ma drugs.
Okay.
So that was the question which Pilato was actually Mustafa Bwanje ngati bagwiri bama bagwira baenda police bakachoka. There's nothing which is
they
happening.
Continue again.
Yes.
But in the interest of time, let's get to the conclusion of this matter, as time is not our best friend, just like I usually say. Have you youths presented yourselves as tools of ensuring that we are ready to take up these empowerment programs that have been provided, as well as be the solution to some of the challenges that are being faced?
We, the youths, are ready to anything that concerns our lives. I can tell that we are ready. And you should never be cheated to say, my youths in Zambia, the guys are busy hustling out there. And the government, I must say, this is what I've done is just a mere lip service. Because they pretend to seeming as if they love us and as if they want us close. But they don't.
But you chose these leaders.
We chose them.
Nelson,
We chose them.
Is you, Austin? These names are familiar. You, Austin, for instance, you are one of those that stood on a mountain hill and vouched for the people that you are condemning today in that particular seat. You told the people of Mississippi, you told the people of Chawama constituency that these are the individuals that you wanted. There's some people you are disregarding here.
We had hopes. We had in hopes that the UPND will provide a better leadership that we never had. You know, they promised to us, they say, Tika Bweramu as UPND, we are going to give you this and that. So we had hopes. And I was one of those, Joe. And I must say thank you on this platform to say, you gave me platform and you're giving me platform to campaign for the party that it is in power now. But what we are campaigning for, it is not what we have.
2 years down the line, it's not reflective.
No, it is not. Because why am I saying so that if in the cabinet itself, there's no youth. So now, what confidence do you have to say, vazanda vatikambireko mucabinet kuti mayouth vanga vaku misisi vafuna hivi. There's no youth in cabinet, and if HH claims to say he loved the youth, in his cabinet was supposed to see a youth. If all things being equal,
but the president has given you 2 permanent secretaries.
we want someone that will sit in the cabinet, because the cabinet is the highest board of the land that decide how the future of the country will run. But there is no any youth there. Even the minister is in court that we given.
Is he not young?
No, he's not young. He's 50, close to 60, somewhere there. So he's old. So maybe if they could have given us a Kangwa, we could have said, okay, Mr. Kangwa, yeah, he's at least of a
As minister, the pastor?
Yes,
Okay.
better, yes. You see what I mean? So now we have got no confidence. Me personally, I've got no confidence in the UPND administration that I went to campaign for strongly. I've got no confidence in the UPND administration, because we have got no youth voice in the highest board of the land. Yes. So unless if we say if Kangwa was in your man is Ankara, because we've got one of us that can speak for us. Because when they go in cabinet, this old man who's going to speak his interest. And by the way, before I leave this platform, I must say, if the UPND, they love the youth, the party could have said, okay, Tizankara Konama constituencies maybe nearly 5 constituencies. Maybe I 5, maybe I really will go for Nyama youth. Strictly, this is team kama youth. If they claim, like as in this is point number what do they say, women and youth. Anyway, if they want youth to participate in politics, and if they want also women to take part in politics, they must put aside as a party, they must put I am a 50 by doing so. That's the only way that we can have a good number of women.
So it should be deliberate.
Yes, you know, okay. So now if that is not done, then we cannot have a brighter future for the youths and women. And I must say, whatever the women were promised on Women's Day is just mere deep service. And what the government has given us in this book called the National Policy is just also a mere lip service. And I doubt if anything will be done from this book, because we've got so many books.
Now, so Austin here says there are so many books that have come. National Youth Policy 2018, is it 19?
Yes.
These books are just there piling up or gathering dust. There's a youth here, a young man who says he doubts if what is in there will be implemented. But I would like to ride on his observation. We had an energy expert here who told us, Nelson, that we do have beautiful, brilliant documents. However, it's the implementation part of it that we lack as a country. So we can only hope that this administration, since this is their first time coming up with this document,
sure,
we can only hope that maybe, just maybe, it's going to be implemented, seeing that this is a ministry, Nelson, that has 2 permanent secretaries in the name of Chitasha Kangwa and Chama Fumba Pilato, popularly known as Pilato. So obviously, seeing that the minister there, the 2 PSAs here, it's a triangle. Probably this is going to be implemented this time around also.
Hopefully those are some of the sentiments that you too do have out there when it comes to ensuring that the national policy that was launched as of last week, Friday 15th of March, is going to be implemented, because the implementation plan is to have it from 2024 to 2028. Are you of the view, if you've gone through the document, that this document is representing some of your concerns that you would want to be addressed, or it's not addressing anything, as per Austin Mbewe, the youth advocate who was joining us this morning? We get to also maybe expand on this conversation, as we also get to try or attempt to get word from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, so that maybe we can have all these concerns that have been raised here
addressed.
also address in the interest of ensuring that we are at par when it comes to ensuring that information is given in both angles. But
So,
from my
Nelson, as we go, we do have Evaristo Makumba. He says youths are crying, please empower them. Then Raphael Chibwe says, Austin, you have a point. And Mr. George Malamahia is following from Kabwe, Zambia. Austin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Austin, and thank you so much to all our followers via Facebook, YouTube, as well as those that are getting us live from Go TV as well as DSTV. We do appreciate your time. It has been Joel Cabello, Simata, and Nelson Zulu. As you get to call it a wrap, be rest assured tomorrow to join the other duo in Miriam Kayemba and Afias Kaptula as they get to be all positive. And this is where we call it a day. Have a blessed one.
Okay.